we've heard a lot about aligning to the business, be the business, think like an owner of the business. You know, some organizations have then translated that into, you know, walking in someone else's shoes and taking programs of rotation. So from each of your perspectives, because that has its own challenges in trying to do it in organizations, have you tried it and what have you learned?
Part of my personal development, my development plan, because, you know, ABC's being an 80-year-old business and I've been there at a blink of an eye, I actually spend 3 days a quarter in a business role. So it's my cadetship. So you're right. I was on the help desk initially. On the help desk the 1 quarter. Took me, you know, the 3rd day was when I could take calls. You'd be surprised how difficult it is. Something like being on the help desk. I was in our content sharing area. So that included everything from helping research content for a news area and that. So I don't know if what I've gotten out of it is I feel like I totally understand the business and all that. I think it's more just about making sure that I make the effort to get out there and spend time in the business on a day basis, as opposed to when you're talking strategically and you're in the throes of a project and you really don't get it. Our ICT strategy is about content sharing, so I'm trying to spend more time in content areas so you can sort of understand it. So that's what I've done.
I mean, I just talk about silos. You know, we just try and attack silos and silo behavior, which is where I'm in that department and I'm in this area and you're in that department, and you know, and we're going to try and have this conversation as if we're lobbing hand grenades over a wall. You know, we try and bust down silos. We do social stuff together. We're constantly worried about, you know, people who might get stuck in a. Do we job share? We're a pretty small company, so do we job share? Not so much. Although, you know, we have technology people who've been call center operators, and we have call center operators who've been programmers. You know, so we have the background. But I think that for us, it's about making sure that people are exposed to the other roles and they can empathize with the other roles because they can see them right in front of them. You know, if we have a problem with testing in technology, then our call center people are suddenly going to have 500 calls on Monday of people yelling at them. You know, so that we keep them connected in that way. We can do that as a small business. When we grow to being a much larger business, I think we'll probably have to start.
I approach this in a very personal way. My belief is if I can't demonstrate the behaviour I want my staff to do, I'm going to fail. So at a personal level, I do a few things too. I organise what I call the quiet little lunch, which is all of my peers across the organisation. We go out once every 3 months. I organise it for them. And it's just a casual lunch as us, not talking specifically about any agenda, but outside of being organised by the business. I formally meet with all of my peers across the business at least once a month, apart from the usual stuff you meet in the corridors, the day-to-day meetings, a formal meeting where it's about what are you doing in your job over the next 3 months, next 6 months. Not about what's IT do for you. Tell me about what your business does. So that then cascades to my reports and to their staff, that they all try to have those one-on-one or group meetings across the business where it's about, tell me about your business. I don't want to tell you about IT, I want you to tell me about what you're doing.